Hello, welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. We are so glad you are joining us today. Today, we take a look at an article you can find at thecollegeinvestor.com. You can also follow us on social media. Ask us any questions you hear about anything you hear on the podcast. Just to follow us on social media at The College Investor. We'd love to get to know you better and help you along in your money journey. Today, we take a look at, can a 529 plan be used for dual enrollment? Let's take a look. So there are several ways to earn college credit while you're still in high school. Doing so can help you save money on the total cost of your education while also preparing you for a more rigorous course load once you actually start college. So dual enrollment is one way high schoolers can get a head start on earning college credit. A 529 plan can be used for dual enrollment, but there are some things you got to be mindful of before withdrawing funds from your account. First of all, let's define our terms. What's this 529 thing you're talking about? All right, so a 529 plan is a type of tax-advantaged savings account that helps families save for future educational expenses. This includes tuition, books, a new computer, or room and board at a four-year university. A 529 plan can also be used for other types of educational expenses like going to trade school or even taking continuing education classes after you graduate. There are two types of 529 plans to choose from: prepaid tuition plans. This allows families to lock in-state tuition rates at eligible institutions. Education savings plans, an investment account that allows families to set aside savings and grow it tax-free for future educational expenses. Unlike other investment accounts, 529 plans don't have an official contribution limit. They do follow the same guidelines as gifting. In 2025, you can save $19,000 in a 529 plan to avoid tax implications. There's even an option to fund up to 5 years' worth of contributions at once, or $95,000. Phew! Plans vary by state and have different tax benefits for in-state contributors and minimum account requirements. Okay, now let's move on to dual enrollment. Dual enrollment allows high school students to take college-level courses while still in high school. Unlike advanced placement or AP, which allows students to earn college credit while in high school, dual enrollment allows high schoolers to enroll directly at a local college. Pretty cool. So dual enrollment is a cost-saving strategy for students who want to knock out some college credits while they're still in high school. Enrollment at a community college will allow you to earn credits at a much lower rate than a four-year university, and by earning these credits ahead of time, it's going to reduce the amount of time you actually spend in college, which lowers your total college bill. Cha-ching! Makes a whole lot of sense. Aside from cost savings, though, dual enrollment can also help students get ready for college. By doing college-level courses ahead of time and knocking out those dreaded prerequisite courses, students can build confidence while gaining experience taking more rigorous classes. Now, the next question. Can a 529 plan actually be used for dual enrollment? A 529 can, yes, be used for qualified educational expenses, which would include dual enrollment. Woohoo! This includes tuition and fees, as well as textbooks and course materials. For an expense to qualify, though, it's got to be related to education and offered at an accredited institution. While AP classes are similar to dual enrollment, you cannot pay for the test fees from a 529 plan for AP classes. You also cannot use a 529 for non-qualified expenses, which includes transportation to and from campus or participating in extracurricular activities. Every state sets their own requirements for how 529 plans funds can be used. If funds are withdrawn and used for an expense that is not considered educational expenses and non-qualified, it could result in taxes and a 10% penalty on top of the taxes. So to stay in compliance, it's really important to keep receipts and maintain detailed records of funds used to cover eligible expenses. Let's talk about how to use your 529 plan to pay for your dual enrollment expenses. Before you enroll, in a dual enrollment program, make sure the program is actually eligible. Check to make sure the institution is accredited and verify what rules you need to follow based on the state you live in. Once you've confirmed you can use your plan for dual enrollment, make a list of eligible expenses that would qualify. Tuition and fees, textbooks, course-related materials, a computer maybe, some software you might need to complete the coursework. Anything you need, not want, for your education. And then after you have this list of qualified expenses, then you can request your funds from your 529 plan. But just make sure you do this in the same tax year you plan to be enrolled to avoid any penalties. Like, say you're planning in 2025 to enroll in 2026. Only take the funds out in 2026 when you actually plan to use the funds to pay for the educational expenses. You can either have the funds dispersed directly to the school you're enrolled at or just request a reimbursement for qualified expenses. Direct disbursement is really the easiest way, just so you can avoid mistakes and just make sure you're in compliance with your state's rules. However, if you do find yourself paying for something out of pocket, you can reimburse yourself for that later using the fund. Keep detailed records while you are dual enrolled. This includes receipts as well as enrollment paperwork just to verify that you're actually taking the classes and using funds from your plan as intended. Here are the benefits of using a 529 plan for dual enrollment. Aside from being able to earn college credits while you're in high school, there are some important benefits for parents and students to consider when using a 529 plan for dual enrollment. A 529 plan is a tax-advantaged savings plan that allows you to save for educational expenses tax-free. When you make a withdrawal from your account for a qualified expense, you do so without paying taxes on it. And because you can invest a 529 plan in stocks or mutual funds, your savings can grow tax-free too. Some states might even allow parents to deduct plan contributions from their state income taxes. This can help lower their tax bill and can make a 529 a part of their overall tax strategy. So by earning college credit in high school, students can reduce the amount of time they have to pay or have to spend earning a 4-year degree. If you plan to finance your education with student loans, dual enrolling during high school can help you reduce your total student loan bill in the future. There are some disadvantages of using a 529 plan for dual enrollment as well. There are some clear benefits for sure of using this plan for dual enrollment. There are some downsides to consider as well. Funds can only be used on qualified expenses, so high schoolers that have to take public transportation or drive to a local community campus won't be able to use their 529 plan savings to get to and from class. You got to pay attention to when funds are withdrawn to avoid taxes and penalties. When you make a withdrawal, the funds have to be used in the same tax year, like we touched on earlier. So you're going to want to keep track of your expenses to avoid any mistakes and then being dinged with 10% fees and taxes and all that stuff. Parents also want to be careful not to overfund a 529 plan. This can lead to withdrawal penalties and can even impact a student's future financial aid package. Just don't make mistakes. And there even are some alternatives, too, to using a 529 plan for dual enrollment costs. So dual enrollment can help you get a head start on college for sure. It's going to come at a cost, though. While the 529 plan is just one way you can pay for the enrollment, it's not the only way. Some dual enrollment programs offer grants and scholarships, too. So if you're interested in dual enrollment but are kind of concerned about the cost, just contact the program you want to enroll in directly and then just see what they have to offer. Employers offer tuition assistance programs, too, to their employees that may also be used for dual enrollment. Lots of fast food restaurants kind of do this. Parents should contact their benefits coordinator to see if that's an option and what the requirements are to use the benefit. Just look to see if a tuition payment plan is an option as well. Dual enrollment programs may work with students to break down the total cost into more manageable payments. Nonprofits, civic organizations, too, right within your community, may offer tuition assistance programs as well. So if you're committed to this dual enrollment thing, reach out to see if they might consider sponsoring you. It's pretty cool. Dual enrollment is a fantastic way to get a head start on college. Get those prereqs out of the way so you can dive deep into your subject matter at what you're interested in when you actually get to college. And a 529 plan can be used to cover this cost, making the cost of getting a degree much more affordable in the long run and a whole lot less debt. All right, that is our show for today. I hope it was helpful to you. If it was and you liked the content, subscribe to the podcast, share it with others. We'd greatly appreciate that. You can also contact us at The College Investor. Search those words pretty much anywhere on social media, and you'll find us. Thanks again for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.